You just got a 20% raise. Congratulations, you're finally making six figures. But here's the problem. 6 months later, you're still living paycheck to paycheck. Sound familiar? Here's the uncomfortable truth that nobody talks about. That number on your job offer isn't your real income. Most personal finance channels will tell you to budget better or cut your spending. But I've spent weeks analyzing data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Federal Reserve reports, and hundreds of salary studies to bring you the complete picture of why your salary is basically a lie. This isn't just about taxes or inflation, it's about three massive forces that are secretly draining your paycheck before you even see it. And the worst part? Most people don't realize it's happening until it's too late. In this channel, we break down personal finance with real data and no BS. If you want to actually understand where your money goes, hit subscribe. Here's what we're covering today. The three hidden forces that turn your $100,000 salary into barely $50,000 of actual purchasing power. And more importantly, what you can do about it. Let's start with the most obvious culprit. Here's the first shock. That $100,000 salary? You're never seeing $100,000. Let's break down what actually happens to your paycheck. According to SmartAsset's 2025 paycheck calculator data, here's the brutal reality for someone making $100,000 in a typical state. Like California federal income tax, approximately $18,000, 22% bracket state income tax, approximately $5,500, Social Security tax, $6,200, 6.2%, up to $176,100 cap for 2025, Medicare tax, $1,450, 1.45%. Before you even touch your money, roughly $31,150 is gone. Your actual take-home pay? About $68,850. That's a 31% reduction right off the bat. You're not making $100,000, you're making $68,850. But wait, it gets worse. Most people also have health insurance premiums average $200, $500/month, 401k contributions, even 5%. Is $5,000/year FSA or HSA contributions. Let's say you got a 4% raise this year. Congratulations, right? Wrong. According to Visual Capitalist's analysis of Bureau of Labor Statistics data, here's what actually happened between 2021 and 2025. Nominal wage growth, 21.8%. Consumer price index increase, 22.7%. Real wage growth, negative 0.7%. If you got a 4% raise but inflation was 3%, your real raise was only 1%. And if your raise was 3% but inflation was 4%, you actually got a pay cut. This is called real income versus nominal income. And it's the difference between what you think you're earning and what you can actually afford. Here's a concrete example from the Calculator Soup inflation calculator. $40,000 in June 2005 had the same buying power as $64,720 in 2024. That's a 61.8% increase just to maintain the SAME standard of living. Since March 2006, according to USA Facts Analysis, nominal wages increased 82.3%. From $686 to $1,250 per week. Sounds amazing, but adjusted for inflation, real wages only grew 12.7% from $1,109 to $1,250 in today's dollars. Out of a $564 nominal increase, only $141 represents actual purchasing power growth. The rest was just keeping up with rising prices. Here's another way to think about it. USAFAX reports that between July 2024 and July 2025, wages grew 4.2%, but inflation was 2.7%. That means your real wage growth was only 1.5%, or about $18 more per week in actual buying power. Now you might be thinking, okay, so after taxes and inflation, my six-figure salary is really worth about $55,000, $60,000 in purchasing power. That's still okay, right? Wrong. Because there's a third force that nobody talks about. This is the one that destroys people, and it's completely self-inflicted. It's called lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep, and it's probably happening to you right now. Here's how it works. You get that raise. You celebrate by upgrading your apartment. Then you need a nicer car to match your new neighborhood. Then you start eating out more. Then you add Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Spotify, and a gym membership you barely use. According to C+R Research's 2024 subscription study, the average American household now spends $273 per month on subscription services. That's up 435% from 2018. A CNBC Select study found that 54% of Americans carry credit card balances, with Experian reporting the average credit card debt at $5,525. And here's the terrifying part. A Debt.org 2024 survey found that 36% of Americans earning over $100,000 live paycheck to paycheck. Let me show you the real cost of lifestyle creep with actual numbers. The $300 monthly car upgrade. Choosing a $800/month car payment instead of $500 costs you $3,600 per year. Invested over 25 years at 8% annual returns, that's $263,000 in lost wealth. The fancy apartment. Spending an extra $800/month on rent costs you $576,000 in compound growth over 20 years at 7% returns. The subscription creep. Adding $200/month in premium services accumulates to $143,000 in lost investment growth over 15 years. These aren't theoretical numbers. According to Empower's personal dashboard data, Americans saw household wealth jump 4.4% in early 2025. But lifestyle creep immediately ate up most of those gains for the average person. Here's the pattern. You make $50,000 and live paycheck to paycheck. You get promoted to $100,000. 6 months later, still living paycheck to paycheck, just with nicer stuff. Lookbox research shows this perfectly. If you spend all of your salary increase on things you don't need, are you actually any better off? The answer is no. The psychology behind this is called hedonic adaptation, or the hedonic treadmill. We quickly adapt to improvements in our lifestyle and then need more to feel satisfied. Now here's where it gets really brutal. These three forces don't work independently, they multiply each other. Let's walk through a real example with actual numbers. Starting point, $100,000 salary offer after taxes, 31%. $68,850 take home after inflation adjustment, 3% annually, loses $2,065 in purchasing power year one after lifestyle inflation. Plus $500/month in new expenses, loses another $6,000/year. Your real disposable income in year one, approximately $60,785. But it compounds. In year two, you get a 4% raise to $104,000. Taxes take 31% again, $71,760. Take-home inflation is 3%, another $2,152 purchasing power loss. Your lifestyle creeps up another $300/month, $3,600/year. Real disposable income, $65,008. You got a $4,000 raise, but your actual improvement in financial position was only about $4,223. And that's if you avoided adding MORE lifestyle inflation. According to the J.P. Morgan Chase Institute's analysis of household purchasing power through July 2024, while median real incomes increased modestly since December 2019, about 6% for the lowest quartile and 1% for the top quartile, increases in purchasing power across quartiles are relatively small considering the effect of aging. Even when wages beat inflation slightly, the actual improvement in your financial life is minimal when you factor in normal life progression. Here's the most sobering stat. An NBC News analysis of Treasury Department data found that while the median worker's earnings climbed 24% between 2019 and Q2 2024, and inflation was 1.7%, the real gain was only 2.3% over 5 years. That's about $1,400 per year in actual increased purchasing power after 5 years of working. Less than $120 per month. Okay, enough doom and gloom. Let's talk solutions. You can't control taxes and you can't control inflation, but you can control lifestyle inflation. And that's actually where the biggest opportunity is. Strategy 1. Automate your raises. When you get a raise, immediately automate 50 to 70% of it into savings or investments before it hits your checking account. According to Salary Finance UK research, if you get a 5% raise, boost your retirement savings by 5% at the same time. Strategy 3. The 70/20/10 rule. Lockbox recommends 70% for essential expenses, 20% for non-essentials, 10% for financial goals. This scales with your income, so lifestyle creep is built in but controlled. Strategy 4. Track real versus nominal growth. Sophie's wage inflation calculator lets you see what your historical salary would be worth today. Use it annually to see if you're actually gaining ground. Strategy 5. Negotiate like your purchasing power depends on it, because it does. When negotiating salary, argue for raises that beat inflation by at least 2 to 3%. Visual capitalist data shows that since February 2024, wage growth has consistently outpaced inflation, but only by 0.58% in real terms, adding just $7 of weekly purchasing power. Drop a comment and let me know, what percentage of your salary do you think you actually get to keep after taxes, inflation, and lifestyle creep? I bet it's lower than you think. Until next time, stay financially savvy.